Marketing Information System assignment submitted by Vishakh Devan and Jikku George John. Case study. Is social business working out? Summary of the case. Despite the never before popularity of the social networking, such as Facebook, Twitter, etc., when it comes to actually using social media for internal business purposes, the responses have been rather lackluster. Employees display a high degree of resistance to adoption of social tools for internal business purposes. The Information Week's survey has cited this as a major obstacle to success of the organization. Companies that have tried to deploy internal social networks have found that employees are used to doing business in a certain way. IT leaders hoping to switch to a more social, collaborative office culture found that most employees prefer to use email, for instance. Employees who are collaborating and doing business in traditional ways need an incentive to use social software. Most companies are not providing that incentive. IT organizations need to take charge to ensure that the internal and external social networking efforts of the company are providing genuine value to the business. Content on the networks need to be more relevant and up to date and easy to access. Users need to be able to connect to people that have the information they need and that would otherwise be out of reach or difficult to reach. Problems identified. Employees tend to display a high degree of resistance to adoption of social tools for internal business purposes. Companies that try to deploy internal social networks found that employees prefer doing business in traditional ways. This is a major obstacle to the success of the organizations. Employees who collaborate and do business in traditional ways need an incentive to use social software. Most organizations are not providing any incentive. Content on the networks need to be more relevant and up to date and easy to access. Users need to be able to connect to people that have the information they need. Solutions. Engaged employees seek organizations where they feel comfortable sharing information and ideas, where executive communication is open and honest, and where they have the information necessary to do their jobs. Organizations must primarily provide such an environment or ecosystem. Organizations must ensure that the quality of the content in the internal social media is high. The internal social media must be engaging and reliable. Organizations can provide incentives to employees to switch to internal social media for collaborating and doing business. Organizations must ensure that internal social media encourages employees participation and enables users to connect to people and get information they need.
Jikku George John. Questions are to be answered. Identify the management, organization, and technology factors responsible for impeding adoption of internal corporate social networks. Management factor. When considering the management factor, the following reasons are responsible for impeding adoption of internal corporate social networks. The employees who are used to collaborating, performing business on more traditional ways requires a motivation to use social software. The most organizations are not ready to provide the motivation to the employees. Many organizations thinking that the social network decrease the work efficiency of employees, it never helps for an organizational development. Organization factor. The organization which are trying to install internal social networks that found that the process of overcoming the inactivity of the organization by certain way of business is very difficult. Because of different ways, many organizations think that the enterprise social networking system do not help to collaborate their companies. Many surveys reveals that the internal social network does not have more impact on retention of an employees rapidly of decision making or the drop of meeting. The adoption of social network in technology, the advantages like easy to use and increased efficiency of job are more important than peer pressure. Most of the IT professionals are considering their internal social networks as average or below average because of the social networks are having low adoption rate. The contents available on the networks are required to a to be significant, up to date, and simple to access. Users of the network should be able to connect with the people who are having corresponding information they need, otherwise, it is hard to reach employees. Compare the experience for implementing internal social networks of two organizations. Why was one more successful than another? What role did management play in the process? The two organizations in question here are NASA and Red Robin. NASA built a custom-built enterprise social network called Spacebook. It ultimately failed because it didn't focus enough on people. It was designed and developed without taking into consideration the organization culture and politics. Red Robin decided to try out Yammer, which is known as Facebook for Business. It enabled users to create a conversation, perform status update, upload and share files, etc. Red Robin used a viral approach to drive adoption. At first, some employees started using it and then they invited others. Membership spread quickly and Red Robin wound up with two Yammer networks. Should all companies implement internal enterprise social networks? Why or why not? All companies should implement internal social networks as it is a one-step solution for driving the business to success. It helps the employees to collaborate, connect and share ideas and also allows to upper management to administer, share tasks and coordinate with the employees.
Thank you.
അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞു.